511. Now, are you an old student of Normally High School, a parent or well-wisher for the school? Then join the Bishop of Bali Diocese, Chairperson Board of Governors and President Normally All Students Association in celebrations to mark 100 years of existence and rebuilding Normally High School on the 16th of June 2012 at Normally High School starting at 8 a.m. As part of the celebrations, there will be fundraising for some important school projects. The chief guest for certain celebrations will be His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the main celebrant will be His Grace, the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. Celebrations will be crowned with a centenary dinner at Mbari Resort Hotel. Come one, come all, let's rebuild Normally High School.
Radio 1. Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Hello, good evening, and you're welcome to Spectrum on Radio 1. My name is Edmond. Spectrum tonight, URA moves to curtail taxi bill. How bad is the situation? What impact can evasion have on the national budget? The Uganda Revenue Authority has issued a notice to all taxpayers asking them to pay their taxes before this financial year 2011-2012 ends on June the 30th, stressing that those who do not respond will be penalized. This notice specifically targets those who are registered to pay income tax, but it's also true that there are those who are not registered yet they qualify to pay the tax. Uganda runs a cash budget, meaning almost all allocations must come from collections by URA. It is projected that the 2012-2013 national budget, which is to be read on Thursday, will require close to 10.2 trillion Uganda shillings, and the URA is supposed to generate up to 69% of the total amount, which will then be supplemented by donor support. It has been argued that by many in Uganda that those who are supposed to pay taxes are often exempted or simply paid, leaving the poor to make the bargain, contributing to national resources. Uganda Revenue Authority has been holding tax compliance campaigns for a number of years now, trying to encourage Ugandans to pay taxes, but many people are still hesitant to comply. However, the tax body is not relenting, and it has now put in place a new approach to carry taxpayers, especially those involved in business, to file their returns and eventually pay the taxes. So as we prepare for the 2013 national budget, we look at the challenges of tax evasion and the latest efforts by URA to ensure tax compliance on top of facilitating taxpayers faster and cost effective. Our guest tonight, Mr. Garry, Supervisor, Process Management of Domestic Taxes. You're most welcome, Mr. We're also joined by Ms. Stella Oguti, Supervisor of the Central Service Office. You're most welcome, Ms. Oguti. Alright, talk to us, Stella. You've been running campaigns about tax compliance for several years now, trying to encourage taxpayers to get their information. How is the response?
The response has been good.
Again, we want to talk about it.
We have had quite a number of campaigns targeted at increasing compliance for taxpayers, including going through the officials, increasing cards, seminars and workshops. We even gone out of the way to visit their premises, all aimed at increasing compliance. We could say that compliance surely has improved, especially with the simplification of our processes and the coming in of our systems. Some of the reasons why our taxpayers were not so compliant in the past because the costs of compliance were probably very high. But now that URA has embarked on a transformation drive to make sure service delivery is simple and easy for taxpayers to comply, we can say that our taxpayers actually have improved their compliance, and this can actually be seen through the amount of revenues we collect with our targets, and have we managed to collect.
How do you quantify that performance? You say it as a
if you are sure that the past period, you know that we have actually been exceeding our collections, targets really past 9%. And even just last financial year, we managed to see our target. This financial year really, and this is one of the reasons why we can hear, our collections are really not yet up to the target required. we are still having a deficit, and this is one of the reasons why we are targeting our taxpayers to submit their returns by end of June 2012, pay their taxes, and make sure we actually clear our deficit for this current financial year.
How big is the deficit?
We are currently standing at over 60 billion.
60 billion.
Yes.
Well, but the banks have now been setting their returns, and other people paying for it.
Exactly, and this is one of the people we are targeting, or the persons we are targeting. When your accounting year is ending 31st of December, yes, we expect exactly. So we expect by the 30th of June to receive your return, and if there's any tax to pay it by that due date. Failure to do so, of course, comes with some consequences, including penalties.
What penalties?
Penalties, for example, in income tax, if you are a corporation, for example, a company, the penalty according to our laws, it will always be 200,000 per month or 2% interest charge on the tax that is payable for that return. It is really whichever is high. And according to our law, it's provided for really. For us, as you are, we just administer what is put in the law. If the law says 200,000 or 2%, whichever is higher, so just make comparison. 200,000 and then 2% is greater.
That's what it is. Alright, Stella, talk to us about this simplification process. What do you do?
Well, we have really tried to make it very easy for the taxpayer to file their return. Or let's start from registration. Previously, we were not even very clear about how to register the taxes to register, or the people do not really understand it. But now we've made it really tough. We know that you can go online, you can register for taxes, you can get a team, you can create an account on the URA portal, and you can file your return on the URA portal. And even better, we have in place now, we've put in place so many vehicles to enable the client and the taxpayer learn. We've had sessions where we have trained them on how to file their returns, how to register payments, or even come to us and take them to the registration.
So the man says you have to file, the only need to find out and you can register yourself and then you
exactly. And if that is very hard for him, you can just go to his URA office and they will very gladly show him how to do it. Take him through the process, train him.
Where do most of the taxes
most of our taxes really come from businesses in the form of income tax. That is corporation tax for some of the big corporations or the corporations. And then individuals also who are in business have again income tax for individuals. I also collect a lot from value added tax, that is VAT. We also collect from rocket size duty. We also have taxes from imports. That is import duty. For those traders who also import from outside the country. And of course, some collections also from some of the taxes like gaming and food-building taxes. We also collect quite some good amount from them.
What is local?
Local excise duty is a tax that is charged on goods or services that are really manufactured locally. And we have to note that not all goods manufactured locally will have excise duty. According to excise duty law, there are those goods that are paid excise duty, and those are not. For the services, currently only telecommunication services are excise duty. For goods, some examples include things like water, like beers, cigarettes, and some other kind of sugar, but not all of them.
Which ones don't?
Of course, we can only define them by exclusion. If I tell you what attracts, then the rest don't attract.
Like investing and don't want to pay taxes, choose wisely. Talk to us about the people who don't want to pay taxes. Why do some people don't want to pay taxes? Stella.
I think most people are really
They've never paid on us.
it's the culture really. People sometimes discouraged about, people keep asking where our government goes. or it's all just a culture of behavior and wanting to just not go by the right path. But the majority of the people who understand the benefits, they do pay the tax.
Well, and those who ask the question, where do our taxes go? Where in the children go?
I guess they have to ask everybody.
Talk to us about it. Give us some indication. Where do taxes go? Any country, not just together.
Okay, let me help Stella. Ideally, our taxes go to the central government. The sole duty of the Revenue Authority is really to collect and account to the government of Uganda. The government of Uganda has the duty to allocate the revenue into public sector management, into education, into roads, into health, and all the other forms of government, recurring and government expenditure. So really our duty as URA is to collect and account to the government.
You collect and pass on to it.
Exactly.
The government decides which portals to fill, which ones to
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the history of the URA. You started as a customs department in the Ministry of Finance in the past. Then you became give us some indication on that, and we'll talk about exactly how you came on.
Okay, URA really was formed in 1991. Like you have said, started as under Ministry of Finance before it became an authority by virtue of the statute. Now, over time, URA has improved.
This is because the Inland Revenue Department.
Yeah, we used to have departments like Inland Revenue, Customs Department. We actually had a very old structure of about 21 steps from the topmost to the lowest. Around 2005, there was a restructuring that took place, which was actually aimed at enhancing the efficiency in tax administration. And the 21 steps in the organization structure were registered above 7. Of course, the doing of that means that decision making becomes simpler, information flow becomes simple, and these are some of the results that you see today of the improved efficiency, collection, and generally what you can see today is because of those transformations and changes that were made at the time.
Talk to us about some of the personal taxes that people are supposed to pay. Talk to us about that.
Personal taxes are really in form of individual income tax for a person who has a business. You could have a business as an individual, not necessarily as a company, corporate. You could be a person with, for example, an internet cafe and you're a sole trader or a sole proprietorship.
So maybe you do peanuts and sell them.
Exactly. Now, other rule requires that if you make income as an individual, if you make income in excess of 1.5, 1,760,000 a year, you are required to register.
130,000.
Exactly, that's 130,000 per month. As an individual, you are required to pay income tax. Now, personal tax, like you said, could be in form of, could be earned through business, like I've said, or you could earn it through employment. You are an employee and you earn income through salaries and other benefits, on which you have to pay as you earn, not pay as you earn. Yes. Those are actually the personal forms of taxes that we have. The others are really business forms of taxes.
Okay. There's been talk that we'll talk about the strategy later. There's been talk that you're going to increase the threshold from 130,000.
Unfortunately, it's not URA that increases the threshold. But we as URA, one of our recommendations, not really recommendations though, one of the things we do is to advise government. So I've not had information really on what was recommended to government, so I cannot actually be confident to comment about this and whether the session will be good. Probably this can come from the ministry about this.
And that has been responsible to go through this.
Yeah, even through that, I really am not sure about this, but I've heard about this, but I cannot confidently talk about it.
But the rumors is good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, as this is Spectrum Radio, tonight you are removed to the how bad is the situation and what impact can it have tonight? Tonight, Mr. Garry, the Supervisor, Process Management, and Ms. Stella, the Supervisor and Central Service Office. You will be able to follow in the contribute to this. We will ask them. Stella, talk to us about this process, simplification of the processes. How have you been able to move some of the processes? The man wants to take that place. They find the loan, he does not have. How do that?
For now, we should be really excited because we do not have a low and liner. We have really simplified it. When we go to our website, to our portal, URA.
Which one is it?
The URA, the blue organization. You just have to pay me. You can do it first. You can log on to your account and then you just say payment. And then you go straight to your bank.
What do you mean log on? You can create an account.
Well, by the time you want to make a payment, you have already created an account.
Well, let's get from this. Let's start with this.
You have registered in URA. That means you have a tax registration.
Let's assume you don't have a tax. You have to put in a account first, or you can log on to it.
You do not have a tax identification number. So that means you go to our website, URA.go.uk. You find from guidelines on how you can register for taxes. It's really very user friendly. So you fill out a
15 minute process.
Maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. Yes. You should be able to do it very simple.
You can get your own team number in your office.
Now what happens that after you have applied, you need to print out the physical application form and bring it up. To the nearest URA. So we have and we accept at Coastal Tower, it's can be all our other tax districts at the URA, Kampala, South, East,
And this year in Arua.
We have your offices at the other ones.
We have offices in Arua.
All of it have.
The print is different, right?
It is out, take it to the URA office, and within the maximum time will be 28 days, but make sure that
just 1 month.
No, that is the maximum. But the process time is just 2 days. But if you didn't
sign.
No.
Photocopy.
No, not at all. You just make sure you give us copy of identifications, your forms are filled out clearly, and you have a
it's strictly process.
Yes.
28 days later, you have it.
2 days later. That's what's happening right now, but at most 2 days later.
Let me add here, Edmond. How you have gone the next step and you simplifying process. For example, in paying the taxes, we have gone up to the mobile payment platform. We are going to take into a level where
you can pay your tax.
You might have had
paying to pay using Waridi Pesa.
Go on.
What you do if you have a mobile phone, you go to Warid and register and have an account. You don't have to be a subscriber of Warid. You could have any other service provider. So once they register you, they'll create for you an account. So they register you till you go with your TIN. I'm talking about payment, not registering for tax. Yes. I'm trying to show you how you have simplified the payment of tax. If you've been registered already with URA, you don't have to be already registered because there are different cases. Let's assume you're a new taxpayer. Okay. You want to, you were visited in the night, God told you paid your tax. Okay, there are different circumstances under which payment of tax arises. First, you could be a registered taxpayer and you're required to pay tax, but there are other cases where you don't have to be a registered taxpayer, but you're required to pay a form of the tax. For example, if you're on a road and a police officer charges you and gives you a ticket, an express penalty ticket. Yes. You don't have to first go to URA and first get a tax identification number. Sometimes they give you a ticket, sometimes they don't. But let's assume this time they actually assume you have given a ticket. What you do, you just get a mobile phone and there are instructions there. Once you are registered with Warid, you go to *144# and then there will be instructions you will follow there. You put in the amount and then you make the payment on your mobile phone. You don't have to wait for the policeman to take you in, then find somebody to pay for you, then come out. No, you actually do it on your mobile phone. Immediately we shall give you a notification that you have received your money. However, this mobile payment solution, the notification comes to you or to your mobile phone, and also the policeman can immediately query and know that actually this person has actually cleared. However, like I said, the amount payable using this mobile solution should not exceed 3 million. Right. But in future we are considering, of course we are just studying and piloting how it works. If eventually it works so well, then we shall extend the threshold. So technically speaking, you can pay any tax. Exactly. This is how far we've gone in trying to simplify our processes. You talk about the long queues. Yes. We want actually to make sure you don't have any more long queues. You don't have to come to URA to pay tax. If you have internet banking facilities with your bankers, you can even sit in the comfort of your office and transact and pay tax. We realize that actually moving to your office to URA is a cost to you. Time is a cost to you. Yes. Why do you have to come to office, make a line, then go to the bank again, make another line? That's almost can do it hours. In front of your computer screen. Yeah, and like Shah said, applying for a TIN. You're in your bedroom, you're somewhere on a beach, you have internet connection. You apply. You apply. 5 days later, not 50 days. Behold. Okay, she's told you the 20 days because it's the maximum, right? But the minimum is actually 2 days you can have it. Provided we receive your application and you don't have any more investigations to do about your application.
What kind of investigations would you be talking about?
Sometimes we have people who try.
Some people might change their names.
Exactly. We really have summary investigations. Some persons may just be trying with our system and send an application. Others will tell us, I'm located on the street. When we get there, they are not there.
There's a swamp.
Exactly. So really, sometimes we can want to move in and see whether the information you've given us is actual and factual. Once that is done, you'll have your TINAS.
So you actually get some dummy applications?
We do.
What are they? Why would someone do that? Talk to us.
I think usually they're a little ignorant about or ignorant of what we require, or they think they can get away with it. But maybe let's say somebody wants to register his business but has not yet registered the register of companies. He has to be registered with the register of companies first.
So you don't tax businesses that are not registered with the...
We do not register business that are not yet registered with the register of companies.
So if someone is doing their business, what would they do?
They need to go and register that business in Uganda. The business has to be registered in Uganda first.
Well, but a man maybe does groundnuts in his garage.
Does he meet the threshold? Once he meets the threshold, he needs to make sure that he's in the confines of the law.
I think also it really depends. If you are an individual, for example, me and you, you don't need to go to the register of companies. Provided you are doing your groundnuts and your income you earn puts you into the tax bracket, shall always come for you. In fact, in most cases, we require them to come and register, but some do not. So we can actually move and register you by force.
Oh, that's just about how do you do it?
Registering by force?
Yes.
Really, it is one of the very last resorts that we go for. Ideally, when we meet you, we educate you. We ask you how much probably you earn, how you do your business, how do you manage it. Then we advise you and say, okay, based on the information you've given us, you are supposed to be in a tax bracket. You are required to register and then make your returns and then make your payments. Usually, unless somebody is really adamant doing that, that's when we really move and use
to persuade him.
Yeah, and I would like to share with you, when you look at the tax compliance model, really there are people who are willing to do the right thing. And there are those who try but do not always succeed.
Yes.
And there are those who don't want to comply at all.
3 bands, 3 levels.
Yeah,
and C.
And the other is the first one. There are those who have decided not to comply.
They've sworn an oath.
Exactly.
Never to pay tax.
So the interventions really differ.
We'll talk about it. We'll go for a break. This is Spectrum. Don't stay tuned.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Hear the voices and the sounds of Africa. One love, one spirit, one heart in Africa. See the beautiful sunset of Africa.
Celebrate Africa with one rate, one Africa from Airtel. Call across all Africa at a flat rate of only 10 shillings per second. That's right, 10 shillings per second all day, all night. And stand a chance to win a fully paid trip for 2 to Mombasa every week. Another reason to celebrate Africa in proud association with Fly 540 Airlines and Serena Hotels. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel. When Junior lost his appetite, his mother tried all methods to get him to eat. She tried scary stories.
Eat, Tommy, eat, or the big black elephant will come and eat all your food.
She tried magic.
Tommy, if you eat your food, I will turn this handkerchief into sweets. Look, bumble, bumble, boom, boom.
Then she discovered Apetal multivitamin syrup with lysine.
Mommy, I finished all the food. I am number 1.
Apetal multivitamin with lysine is helping mothers to turn mealtime frustration to a fun moment. Apetal has a great taste and contains lysine, which quickly improves your child's appetite and supports healthy growth. Apetal, help for life.
John, Mike and I, we go back a bit. We knew John at the beginning, working for someone else. But he was different. He had vision, saw opportunities. He started working towards his goal, opened his own garage, and worked, learning the hard way. His reputation spread. Trust, consistency, quality. Soon people were coming to him from all parts. He made himself and his whole street prosper, and also helped friends, seeing potential in people and helping them on. But John never shouts about all his success. He's just who he is. Special.
So here's to men like John, who make a difference, who enjoy Nile Special, the rich, satisfying taste from the source. Nile Special. You've earned it.
Not for sale to persons under 18.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Welcome back on Spectrum. Tonight, URA moves to curtail tax evasion. How bad is the situation and what impact can evasion have on the national budget? Our guests tonight, Mr. Garry Kizito, Supervisor, Process Management, Domestic Taxes, and Ms. Stella Oguti, Supervisor at the Central Service Office. You will be able to call in and contribute. Ask questions, actually, that you might have. Garry, this campaign that you've been undertaking, you said before June the 30th, people must have paid their taxes.
Thank you, Edmond. This campaign really seeks to target taxpayers whose accounting year ends 31st December or much earlier. Like I said, when a person's accounting year ends, they are given 6 months within which to submit their income tax returns. Now, when we talk about the 30th of June 2012, that 6 month period really targets people whose accounting year ended on the 31st of December 2011. Ideally, all these persons, companies, individuals, directors, businesses whose accounting year ended on the 31st of December 2011, their returns and payments of taxes shall be due by the 30th of June 2012. And like I said, if a person does not do it by that day,
you sure?
Yeah.
Well, they pay a penalty.
Yeah, they have
1,000 or 2%.
Exactly, that penalties, which we actually don't want. And even in most cases, we can even estimate them.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes if a person does not really come out,
look at MD's card.
Exactly. If you come and tell us, because the purpose of making a return is really to tell URA that for this year I've made so much, I should pay tax of so much, or I did not make any profits, so I'm not paying any tax. Because really this tax is dependent on the profits you have.
One can come here as a company. Look at the car I'm driving. I couldn't have made any money. And driving an old car.
Exactly.
Then you walk away.
Exactly.
Talk to us about this filing of returns. What exactly does it mean?
Okay, filing a return means declaring your business affairs to URA. You are telling the commissioner how you transacted in a particular period, say a month or say a year. Now, being income tax where the period is usually a year, a year meaning a period of 12 months. You're telling us that for this period of the last 12 months, I have made so much of income, on which I have made so much as a profit, on which I'm supposed to pay a tax of 30% if it's a corporation. So once you tell the commissioner that I'm supposed to pay 30% of these profits, then you are required to pay that tax. If, for example, during the year you have not made any profit, you won't have to pay any tax to the commissioner, because this is a tax on a profit. If there's no profit, there's no tax. Now, when you don't do that, when you don't tell the commissioner that I have not made any profits this year, then you give the commissioner an opportunity to assume that actually you made a profit, and will therefore estimate your liability and say, okay, looking at your business and economic conditions, you should be exactly these cars and all the other factors, then you pay us so much, which I think ideally would be
and it could be an overestimation.
Exactly, that could be an overestimation.
So it's better that people actually declare what
exactly. You tell us what you have actually made.
And they made a filing. How often do they make their filings? Monthly or what?
Okay, depending on the tax type, we have those that are required to be made every month, and the others that are required to be made every year. The monthly ones really include VAT, that is value added tax, local excise duty, pay as you earn, and gaming and probating taxes.
Pay as you earn is every month?
Yeah, every month.
Right. By the 15th of every next month.
Exactly.
Right.
Similar to VAT. Then those that are annual, end of year, are really income tax related for businesses and for individuals. Every year you must make a return of income and you declare how much tax.
And if it's a new business, do you take into account that they would have invested money, they have to pay back loans or something like that?
Of course, as you make your return, you declare all those transactions. You say, when I started my business, I had a capital of so much, I got a loan, I'm servicing it with so much of interest. All those expenses and costs are taken care of as you determine your profit, which eventually should be taxed. If there's nothing to tax, then you don't have to pay tax.
And tax holidays?
Tax holidays, I don't think we still have tax holidays. I think we have tax incentives.
Tax incentives?
Yeah, we have tax incentives in
Give them another name.
These are really benefits given by government to encourage business people or individuals to go into business. For example, we have what we call deductions, capital deductions. For example, if you put up an investment of a certain cost, you'll be given a deduction of 75% of that cost, or 50% depending on where you locate your investment. Of course, if you don't make your return, then you actually lose some of these investment incentives. Whereas there are very many, and they're here.
I can also add that as you file your return, we will be expecting the payments due. So you also have to ensure that you make your payments by the 15th or by the due date of that return, if you have any payments.
So you're supposed to make returns for the monthly taxes before the middle of the next month?
Yes. By the middle of the next month.
The check should arrive at the same time?
Exactly. Or that's an interest.
And how often, when do you audit it?
Really, the auditing, URA has taken another approach to auditing. We have taken what we call a risk-based approach to audit.
Yes.
Really, we look at our taxpayers and we profile them.
Yes.
Depending on how you score on our risk continuum.
Right.
Yeah. If you score very high on our risk,
you have the lowest, the big ones.
Exactly. You can see us about 3 or 4 times in a year, and another person could never see us probably in 2 or 3 years. It really depends on how compliant you are and how you score on our risk continuum.
The ones that you trust, you don't go to see them.
Of course, trust comes with your compliance. Exactly. Right. You're filing your returns, you're paying your taxes.
Okay. And why is it that you prefer to tax the poor and leave the rich? Is it because they are investors and important to the economy? Some people say you prefer to tax the poor. It's easy to collect and they won't even run away.
I don't know how far true this is. Our taxation system is, I would say, is kind of fair. And some of the canons of taxation. Our tax system, for example, provides for indirect forms of taxes. For example, VAT is an indirect form of tax.
Yes.
Whenever you consume, you pay. Okay, the more you consume, the more you pay.
Right.
So if for example, you have the airtime of 10,000 in a month, and you pay 10% of that, and another person loads 500,000 of airtime, who is a rich one, who then actually pays more tax. If you go to the supermarket and you buy 1 kilogram of sugar, another actually buys probably 100 kilograms of sugar. Who pays more tax? Is it the poor or the rich? Now, our taxation system is such that the more you consume, the more tax you pay, especially for the indirect forms of taxes. Again, for the direct forms of taxes like income tax, like pay as you earn, it's again such that the more you earn, the more you pay. If I earn 200,000, probably I'll pay 10% of that. Another person who earns $1 million probably will pay 30% of that.
6 million, you'll pay about 2 million.
Exactly. So it really depends, and which I think is actually fair, because the tax that you pay really depends on how much you earn. So as to whether we tax the poor and leave the rich, I'm not sure that one is actually founded.
It's not true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You tax the rich more?
We actually tax because the rich and the poor can really import, who are in business.
Who take mineral water.
Okay, mineral water, you pay excise duty on it, you pay VAT on it. Then the company also makes a profit, also pays income tax on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and talk to us about the places that you think are not yet taxed that need to be brought onto the law.
The places that are not yet taxed, mainly, we have challenges with really small businesses. Uganda's economy is also has a big percentage of an informal sector. Majority of our taxpayers who are in the informal sector are characterized by non-compliance. They are so mobile, you can't find them.
What do you mean by
today is
here today, gone tomorrow?
Tomorrow is actually most of them are briefcase companies.
Oh, what's a briefcase company?
That term we actually use it to mean taxpayers who you cannot find in a single place. Not that they don't have an office somewhere, but you see, today he's here. When you have given them an assessment, you don't find them there the next day. Probably have gone away somewhere else. Some of those are really challenges to us in the informal sector, and we are trying to move as much as possible to try and move for the informal sector. And that's the one reason why we have brought the e-tax system, which is going to assist all those taxpayers who are willing to do the right thing and who try but usually do not probably succeed. Then all effort will be focused on those who have decided not to comply, who don't want to comply.
I'd like you to talk to us about those 4 categories. So there are 4 categories, you've done your studies and come up with 4 groups.
Like I said, really compliance, and like Stella told you, different factors are why people really comply or do not comply. But ideally, there are those who are willing to do the right thing. Therefore, they don't do it because your processes don't favor them, the costs of compliance are so high. Now, such category of people, the information you have, cost of compliance means how much you incur to pay your tax.
Go on.
Okay. Now, for such categories of persons, we usually make it very simple for them.
Yes.
Because they are willing to comply. Those are the categories of people we bring for the mobile payment solutions. We want to make it as simple as possible. Use the facility of internet banking so that they can actually make their payments of tax as comfortable as possible. Those who try but not always succeed probably have challenges with the use of computer systems and our processes. We have she's in charge of service management. We have contact addresses. We have URA mails. We have telephone calls. We move out to the taxpayers' premises. We make these workshops. We train them. We educate them. Our intention is to try to make sure that they are able to comply. Then those who don't want to comply,
yes,
those ones we have interventions to deter.
Because of what happened to their grandmother.
Exactly. As well as those who don't want to, who decide not to comply. Most of those ones we use the full force of the law.
But why would someone decide not to do a good thing as such a good thing as paying tax?
Ideally, why people don't pay tax is actually traditional in nature.
Maybe political enemies.
Well, I don't know any man, but I don't know whether culturally in Uganda people really don't want to pay, but not only in Uganda. I hope all around the world. But for us, as one intervention we have done is really to move down to the grassroots, because we think this is a cultural kind of aspect. We have moved into the education curriculum. We have moved into educating right from the primary schools, yes, the secondary schools, and very soon shall be moving to the university level. All the purpose is really to improve the people's attitude and perceptions about tax, so that they can improve their compliance. And of course, as well as simplifying the taxation systems, make sure you make it very simple for people to pay. And always make sure you guide them whenever they have issues, be available when they need you. And once we go that way, then we hope that we shall improve our compliance.
And you have a toll-free line.
We have a toll-free line.
And you have offices where they can go?
Sure.
Oh yeah, we have offices like right here, as I said, at Crescent Towers. Yes, on ground and first floor. We have offices there. Somebody can just walk in anytime and meet people who are very willing to help.
Very willing to help. Yes. And the other places up country?
Yes. We have an office at Nakawa House.
I mean, like the outlying towns, Arua and so on.
Oh, Arua, yeah. Yes, we have offices in most
every major town.
Yes, most major town.
Maybe not yet in all the districts, but at least in the major town.
Every major town, yes.
All right.
And our toll-free line is 0800 11700. Or you can visit our website. Our website actually has a lot of information, that if you just took some time, you'd find that you get so many answers. The website, as I said, the portal is ura.go.ug. And you can communicate to us by email.
Yes.
If you have any queries,
they'll go to the website and they'll find the email. How to contact you?
Yeah, but yes, they can find the email. But I can tell them
what
right
is
now.
It? Info at URA.
No, it's services. Services at ura.go.ug.
Right.
Yeah, we have a service desk with telephone numbers as well. We even have a whistleblowing line, so that if you
think nobody's not paying taxes.
Yes.
And you called your names last night.
Yeah, actually, we have actually gone even on Facebook. You can find
URA on Facebook.
And Twitter, just go on Facebook, just go on Twitter. You have any query, just go to our page, query, and we shall receive and respond to you immediately in real time.
I'll give that whistleblowing line. It's 0717 442222.
Again?
0417 442222. So if you encounter anybody telling you anything that is against what you are standing for,
well, they're simply not paying taxes.
Or you meet people, you think you have some information on somebody who is not paying taxes, that's the number to call.
And what's in it for you?
Well,
when you recover the taxes,
when the taxes are recovered, there's a percentages.
A man can earn an income doing just that.
Exactly.
If they are eagle-eyed. Well, listeners, this is Spectrum on Radio 1. You can call in now. Tonight, you are moving to curtail tax evasion. How bad is the situation and what impact can evasion have on the national budget? Our number 0414 348 111 0312 260 390 0312 261 390. When you call in, please tell us your name and where you are calling from. Some people have said, Stella, that our tax collections are very, very low. How are we going to go about it? Okay, we have someone on the line. Your name?
My name is Robert.
Yes, Robert.
I want to find out for government employees who have been paid.
Okay, I believe you understand that question. Spectrum, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir, your name?
Yes, Spectrum, how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you, sir? Your name?
I'm sorry, my name is Fred.
Fred, yes?
Yes, first of all, I would like to appreciate the I would imagine that they are not very firm.
Okay.
All
right, Fred.
How can you get them across and how much do they get straight to them?
All right. That question will be answered. Spectrum, hello?
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening, your name?
Yes, my name is Christopher.
Christopher.
Yes, I agree.
Christopher, we lost you there, but I think you made a poignant point. Spectrum, hello?
Hello, I'm
Yes, you are on Spectrum. Your name?
My name?
Your name is? Come again?
Yes,
My friend, your line is extremely bad. We can hardly.
Withholding tax. And these URA people do not want to pay. Need our small people because we are small business people as a business and we need this more money.
Your name again? We didn't get your name.
Well, I'm finding very well.
Your name again, my friend?
Solomon.
Solomon, thank you, Solomon. Alright, one final caller. Spectrum, hello? Good evening, your name?
Thanks for the show. I'm quite sure I'm going to Well, this one I I don't know. Say the phone. When they talk, you can pay the penalty using your phone. I think it should become more than that. You teach people more about things that rather than bring the bank and right now. Thank you very much, Shaban.
One final caller, Spectrum. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Your name?
Radio.
Yes, sir.
Lusinje is my name.
All right, let's get back to the studio, Stella.
I think I'll comment on Solomon, who has had issues at our offices at Nakawa.
Yeah, they're asking for cash.
And he probably thinks that maybe somebody wants some kind of bribe. But as you may know, URA has been on a serious campaign of integrity. We have no tolerance for corruption at any point whatsoever. So I would just advise Solomon to not listen to what his colleagues are telling him, but to indeed go.
But he's being frustrated. Yes. 10,000. The Bible says a bread works wonders. What's wrong with that? 100,000.
Yes. I apologize on behalf of my colleague who gave him all that trouble, but I encourage him to.
When this man goes, they should go empty-handed. They shouldn't give him a thing.
No. I believe that he should get.
But it's just the man around. No. Go do this. After life, the file is lost. Now it's back, and so on and so forth.
Solomon should come to Crescent Towers. Come to Crescent Towers, and we'll make sure that.
He should lodge a complaint.
He can lodge a complaint. He can call these numbers. He can send an email. He can meet the manager at Kampala East and just find out exactly why his issues.
Crescent Towers, ask for Stella Oguti. What floor?
On first floor.
On the tall tower.
That's the tall tower, yes.
All right. Gary?
Okay, Robert wondered, government employees, what is the status of their team? If I have understood the background from which he's coming, probably is wondering when we are moving from the old system to the new system, what happens to the taxes they have been paying. Now, what we are doing is trying actually to streamline our processes. A TIN is a taxpayer identification number.
Yes.
It's actually an account. It's your account with URA. It is like the way you can have a statement from a bank. So at any one point, if you have ever paid the tax on that TIN on that account, it's stored. Anytime you come, you can just retrieve for you the information and tell you so much. So what you have to make sure is that always, whenever you're paying the tax, always quote your TIN so that your payment is maintained on that account. Fred talked about motorcycles. Now, a motorcycle is an asset. Yes. It's an asset, and it's an item of value to you. Now, whenever you buy a motorcycle and you need to secure it, you have to transfer it into your names. You must register it into your names.
Yes.
Now, ideally with URA, you can't transact with URA unless you have a TIN. So the reason why I really ask for taxpayer identification number for you to register a motorcycle.
So it's compulsory.
It's actually all motorcycles and all motor vehicles. You really need to have a TIN. Yeah. For that purpose.
Christopher, people don't see the results.
People don't see the results. And actually he said that not people elsewhere pay taxes.
Yes.
Probably true to some extent. But ideally, the allocation and the on how resources and revenues are utilized really is a bit of government. Right. Really, it's not for URA.
Okay.
Shaban says people still make lines at Nakawa, but I was happy because he later said that the payment by mobile money is a good solution. And these are some of the things we really looked at. We looked at our people making a lot of lines at the banks and at our offices, and this is one reason why we brought this mobile payment solution. I've talked about the internet banking payment facility, and actually coming up with the better solutions. The senior says probably many people are still ignorant about taxes. That's true, and like I said, we have approached it by going right from the primary curriculum level, and actually we still do, and like Stella said, we still have workshops we are conducting. We are still coming on radio talk shows. Yeah. We are still having workshops, televisions.
We have hubs where we can set up somewhere and just take people through our process.
Yeah, sure, we are doing all the best to make sure we educate people about taxes.
And we've seen places where you have your banners in offices, in shopping malls and other places. What exactly happens in those places?
I think those are times when we have a hub, when we set up somewhere and we say, now you come and we teach you about registration.
Well, but some of them appear to be permanent.
I guess that is most of those are our agents.
Yeah. Oh, you have agents.
We have agents who are licensed to their own cafes, internet cafes, yes, and they register. They help in the registration of people. You know, people who have access to their internet to register for tax identification numbers.
This is for a few internet cafes.
Yeah, there are a few licensed people.
So you talk to the government, say this can be used to, reach out to people to pay taxes.
What happens is that they are not URA per se. They are just there to make it accessible to the client.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Actually, ideally, the coming of the e-tax system really brought business opportunities to the people. Exactly. So when they identified a business opportunity, they came to URA and said, you know what, we want to help your taxpayers register and file returns. So we go to them, we trained them, and we told them, okay, go ahead and help our taxpayers.
And you pay them some money.
We don't pay them. They will charge you a nominal fee for the service they provide. But what is clear is that what they charge you is not actually required by URA. They are doing it because for them, they are in business.
Giving you a service. Thank you very much, dear guest, Mr. Garry Kizito, Supervisor, Process Management, Domestic Taxes. Thank you very much for coming.
Welcome,
tonight, Ms. Stella Oguti, Supervisor, the Central Service Office. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Edmond.
Thank you for tuning in. I've been your host, Edmond Kizito. Spectrum will be back tomorrow. Up next is the news in English.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Kana mama kana, hey! Kana mama chidongo. Hey! Prepare yourselves!